Alright boys, it's time for the Ovie tape job video. I know there's a few videos out there on YouTube where people don't really know what they're talking about, so I wanted to make one with proof so I can show you guys how to tape your stick exactly like Ovie. So not only am I going to show you guys how he did his old style Bauer knob, but I'll also show you the newer style CCM knob that he's been doing since about 2017. I'll also obviously show you the blade tape job, which hasn't really changed since his second year in the NHL. To show you guys the trigger tape job, we got our Pro Redline here, which is made to feel a lot like Ovie's trigger. It uses the same 18K carbon fiber. It has the same basketball grip. The only real difference is the flex. I know a lot of people don't like using 100 flex, so we bumped that down a bit. Obviously, the curve is exactly the same. We take our curves very seriously here at Pro, so when we say you're getting the Ovie curve, it's going to be the true Ovie Pro curve. It's not a P08, it's not the crazy Ovie. This is the real deal right here. Anyone who's seen a legit Ovie stick knows he uses a paper-thin toe. So I made sure that when we made this mold that it had that exact same paper-thin toe. So we also have our G63 Edition Pro here, which is a new stick that we're releasing very soon. This is made to feel exactly like the Bauer G3 with the 12K carbon shaft and the 3K blade. This is a really popular build among pro players. A lot of them are still using it today, including Kucherov and Stamkos, but Ovie was very, very adamant about using this for a long stretch there. In order to introduce the G63 to you guys, I thought it was a good timing with this video. I'm going to do a little contest to see who can do the best Ovie tape job. So after you watch this, do your best Ovie tape job and then throw a story up on Instagram. I'll pick the best Ovie tape job and I'll send that person a brand new G63 Edition Ovie spec stick. Alright, so starting off here with the blade, I want you to pay attention to how consistent his overlaps are throughout the entire tape job. Then when we look at the backhand, you can see that he starts it off with this tiny little strip that goes over the edge. We got our Ovie spec Pro Redline here, so we're all set to get started. So just take a look at this video. You can see how he starts it off. He just pulls one strip down and then pushes that little bit over to the backhand. So get your thick white tape ready, and then we're going to pull one strip down just like Ovie, and we're going to push that edge over the backhand. Pull the tape down, make sure you have a perfectly straight line, and then go over to the backhand, and then when you're pulling it across, make sure that you cover the entire backhand strip with another perfectly straight line. Looking back at Ovie's tape job now, you can see he pulls it across now about halfway through that first straight line. Once that's done, pull it over to the backhand again, and now we can start our 1/4 inch overlaps. So make sure when you're doing this that you have consistent lines about a 1/4 inch wide throughout the entire blade. Right when you get close to the end, when you're about to finish it off with about 2 more strips, just pull a bunch of tape off and then rip off the roll. You can see that's how Ovie does it here in this video, just in order to make sure that that finish on the end of the toe is perfect. So once you're done taping over the toe, make sure to press around the edges so that it's ready to cut and you can get a nice clean cut with the scissors. Sharp scissors are the key to success here. You won't be able to get a nice clean toe without some good sharp scissors. Look at the care Ovie takes when he's cutting his toe. In order to win this contest, you better take this much care. I want to see that you're dedicated. Next up, get a nice crisp puck, preferably in Glasgow or Sherwood. Now, Ovie's an absolute artist with these puck marks. In order to get that good Ovie-style tape job, you have to be an artist just like Ovie. Notice how he does these puck marks. He's not stopping at the edge of the tape. He's following through and going right onto the blade. So go ahead and start making your puck marks, but leave about 1 inch of space at the very tip of the toe on both the forehand and the backhand. Make sure not to press too hard or else the color will be too dark. Remember, Ovie is an artist. You need to have that artist's touch here. Try to leave no white space if possible. You want it to be like a consistent gray color throughout. It was kind of tough for me here because I was filming at the same time, but you know, you guys won't have to film, so I expect only top-notch results from you. You can see it's a little darker at the toe here where he finishes it off. The reason for that, he switches the direction because if you try to pull from toe to heel with the puck, then you'll end up peeling the tape off the end of the toe, and then you'll just have an entire disaster on your hands. So there we go, that's the final product. I'd say that looks pretty good, and I think Ovie would be proud. Next up, we got to do the handle, and we're going to start with the newer style knob on the CCM trigger. So get some white tape and rip off a very thin strip, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Get your Pro grip, that stuff that doesn't stretch, and then finally get some sock tape in either navy, red, or white. Ovie doesn't use an end plug, so make sure to pop that out first thing. Take the ripped roll of white tape and we can start making the knob here. On the CCM one, you want to go around maybe 18 to 20 times. And make sure when you're overlapping that you're doing nice consistent overlaps, not going like way over the edge on either side. So once that first step is done, now we take our thick white tape again, and we're going to go around about 3 times right underneath that thinner knob. So notice the direction that he uses the grip tape now. He's going around clockwise if you had the blade pointing towards your feet, and also he's pulling it down from the right to the left side. So to start off, you can see that he tucks in the excess tape into the top of the stick. Make sure that the right side of the grip tape is lined up with the bottom of this smaller knob, and then just go around the stick 3 times. Notice that because of the 3 overlaps, you can't see through the tape. So at this point in the tape job, you want to keep those consistent overlaps so you can't see through at all. Once you reach the bottom of that piece of thick white tape, then you can get these overlaps where you can see through for about 1/4 inch, and then that's consistent for the rest of the handle. Once the knob's about 8 inches long, rip the grip tape, and then it's time to finish it off with some sock tape. Starting about 2 inches from the bottom of the handle, you can pull the sock tape in the exact same direction that the grip tape is going and finish it off so it covers the entire bottom of the handle. Make sure the top's entirely pressed in and everything's looking clean. Here's the final product beside the CCM trigger. Mine ended up a little bit longer because I couldn't compare while I was trying to film, and the overlaps are a little thinner, but overall, not a bad job. Now for the Bauer style knob, we need that thin white roll again, we need stretch grip tape, and sock tape to finish it off. Start off the knob the exact same way as the CCM style one, only don't go around as many times. This one takes only about 12 to 14 times before it's the proper size. Now on the Bauer knob, he doesn't use that second strip of wide white tape, so we can just dive right in with the grip tape. Again, you want to line up the right side of the grip tape with the bottom of the knob. For about the first 2 or 3 inches, we don't want to see through the tape at all, just like we did with the CCM, and then we can start those 1/4 inch overlaps once we're about 3 inches down. Keep those consistent 1/4 inch overlaps throughout the rest of the handle. Once you're done, you can rip the roll off about 8 inches down again, and then push in the excess bit of grip tape at the top. Now we finish it off with some sock tape in the exact same style, going the same direction, starting on the backhand, starting 2 inches up, and then tape it until you can't see any more red. Our giveaway starts today, September 16th, so once you watch the video, go ahead and tape your stick like Ovie, post the final product on your Instagram story, tag Pro Stock Sticks, and I'll choose the best tape job, and you'll get a free Ovie G63. Thanks, boys.